If you want to understand why colon cancer is now being diagnosed in people in their 20s and 30s, when it used to be rare before age 50, don't look at genetics. Look at what's on their plate and what's missing from it. Most people think stage 4 cancer means game over. That once cancer spreads, it's a death sentence. And that food has no real impact on cancer outcomes. But modern research and years of observing cancer patients have revealed something very different. Even advanced stage 4 colon cancer can sometimes move toward remission when the body's own immune system is activated properly. And the foods you eat can influence how tumors grow by affecting their blood supply. A cancer without blood vessels cannot grow larger than the tip of a ballpoint pen. But the moment a tumor develops a blood supply, it can grow up to 16,000 times larger in about 14 days. Over the past 2 decades, doctors and researchers have noticed a troubling pattern. Younger and younger people are being diagnosed with colon cancer. Patients in their 30s, their 20s, and even teenagers are now being diagnosed with colorectal cancer. The rate of colon cancer in people under 50 has increased by roughly 50% over the past 3 decades. Something in our environment has clearly changed, and the strongest evidence points toward diet and lifestyle. Only a small percentage of cancers, roughly 10 to 15%, are driven primarily by inherited genetics. The majority develop because environmental factors interact with the body's biology. One of the biggest changes in modern life is the massive increase in processed food consumption. Processed meats such as hot dogs, bacon, sausage, and deli meats are now common parts of everyday diets. These foods are classified by the World Health Organization as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as cigarettes when it comes to cancer risk. Research shows that consuming processed meats regularly increases colorectal cancer risk significantly. For every 50 grams of processed meat eaten daily, roughly the amount in 2 slices of deli meat, the risk of colorectal cancer increases by about 18%. When these foods move through the digestive system, they remain in the colon for hours before being eliminated. During that time, compounds such as nitrosamines, heterocyclic amines, and heme iron can create an inflammatory environment that damages the cells lining the colon. Chronic inflammation is one of the main foundations of cancer development. Cells constantly attempt to repair damage, and when that repair system becomes overwhelmed, mutations begin to accumulate. Over time, those mutations can lead to cancer formation. Diet, however, is not the only factor involved. A sedentary lifestyle also plays a major role. Sitting for long periods slows metabolism, increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, and disrupts gut bacteria. Even simple daily movement, like walking for 30 minutes, can improve gut motility, reduce inflammation, and strengthen immune defenses. Smoking and vaping are also significant risk factors. Many people believe vaping is safer than cigarettes, but the chemicals in vaping liquids can still damage tissues and increase cancer risk. Alcohol consumption is another contributor. Even moderate alcohol intake increases colorectal cancer risk through several mechanisms, including DNA damage and disruption of folate metabolism. All of these factors share one common effect. They weaken the immune system. The immune system is one of the body's most important defense systems against cancer. It constantly patrols the body, searching for abnormal cells. Specialized immune cells, including natural killer cells and T cells, act like elite security forces that identify and destroy potentially dangerous cells before they become tumors. At any given moment, microscopic clusters of abnormal cells can form in the body. With trillions of cells constantly dividing, small copying errors are unavoidable. Some of those errors create cells that behave like cancer cells. In a healthy body, the immune system usually identifies and destroys them before they grow into dangerous tumors. But when the immune system is weakened by poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, excessive alcohol, and chronic stress, some of those abnormal cells can escape detection. Once they escape immune surveillance, they still face another barrier. They need blood vessels. A tumor without access to a blood supply cannot grow beyond a tiny size, usually about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter, roughly the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. Without oxygen and nutrients delivered through blood vessels, tumor growth simply stops. The body normally tries to prevent abnormal blood vessel growth through a process called anti-angiogenesis. Angiogenesis refers to the formation of new blood vessels. The body carefully balances this system because both too many and too few blood vessels can cause problems. Cancer cells, however, can hijack this system. They release signals that stimulate new blood vessels to grow directly into the tumor. Once those blood vessels connect, the tumor suddenly gains access to oxygen and nutrients. At that point, growth can become extremely rapid. Laboratory studies have shown that when blood vessels are prevented from reaching a microscopic tumor, the tumor remains harmless. But once blood vessels penetrate the tumor, its growth can accelerate dramatically in a very short time. One of the most important breakthroughs in cancer treatment in recent years has been immunotherapy. Unlike chemotherapy, which attempts to kill cancer cells directly, immunotherapy works by activating the body's own immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. Cancer cells often hide from immune defenses by using special proteins called checkpoints. These proteins act like a disguise, telling immune cells that the cancer cell is normal and should not be attacked. Immunotherapy drugs, known as checkpoint inhibitors, remove this disguise by blocking those checkpoint signals. Once the disguise is removed, the immune system can recognize and attack the cancer. In some cases, this approach has produced remarkable results, even in advanced cancers. Some patients with stage 4 disease have experienced complete remission when their immune systems were successfully activated. Another important discovery highlights the role of gut bacteria in determining how well cancer treatments work. Research has shown that patients who respond well to immunotherapy often have higher levels of a beneficial gut bacterium called Akkermansia mucinifila. This bacterium strengthens the gut lining, reduces inflammation, and helps prime the immune system to fight cancer more effectively. Certain foods appear to support beneficial gut bacteria, including foods rich in fiber and plant compounds. Pomegranates, cranberries, walnuts, oats, and many other plant foods help nourish these protective microbes. Nutrition may also influence cancer through another pathway, by limiting the formation of blood vessels that feed tumors. Some foods contain natural compounds that block abnormal blood vessel growth. Green tea contains catechins that help inhibit angiogenesis. Tomatoes provide lycopene. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts contain sulforaphane. Soy foods contain genistein. And olive oil provides powerful anti-inflammatory polyphenols. Population studies have shown that people who regularly consume these foods tend to have significantly lower rates of certain cancers. One of the most important foundations of cancer prevention is dietary fiber. Fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, reduces inflammation, speeds up digestion, and reduces the amount of time potential carcinogens remain in contact with the colon lining. Health experts typically recommend around 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily for women and 30 to 38 grams for men. Yet many people consume less than 15 grams per day. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, and other legumes are among the richest sources of fiber. Whole grains such as oats, brown rice, quinoa, and barley also contribute significant amounts. Fruits and vegetables add additional fiber, along with antioxidants and protective plant compounds. Polyphenol-rich foods such as berries, pomegranate, green tea, coffee, and dark chocolate also support beneficial gut bacteria and help reduce inflammation. Healthy fats such as those found in olive oil and omega-3 rich seafood help regulate inflammatory processes throughout the body. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts contain compounds that activate natural detoxification systems and help protect cells from damage. Young broccoli sprouts are especially rich in sulforaphane, a compound with powerful protective properties. Consistency matters more than perfection. Regular daily intake of protective foods supports the immune system, strengthens the gut microbiome, and activates natural defense systems throughout the body. At the same time, early screening remains extremely important. Colon cancer is highly treatable when detected early, but far more dangerous when diagnosed late. Anyone experiencing symptoms such as blood in the stool, unexplained weight loss, or persistent changes in bowel habits should seek medical evaluation promptly. Colon cancer is not determined solely by genetics. Lifestyle choices, diet, gut health, and immune function all play powerful roles in determining risk. The foods people choose every day can either support the body's natural defenses or weaken them.